Hello everyone, and welcome to a new season here, round 11, sorry, for the SOR 13 British Grand Prix, the 200th race, the 5.8 km circuit with 18 turns and 2 DRS zones. A very high-speed track. 90% of it is full-on throttle. Here, action zone turn 15, ice and skatey in season 5, going side by side in Stowe. And Windy and Ruthville Season 8, just the corner right after that, getting side by side in the final couple of corners. On to the main race though. What I do believe is a brand new championship. I don't know why it says Season 11 on, or Round 11 on the link I have. It was probably just a typo, so apologies for me saying Round 11. It's Round 1. But championship winner last season, Maple, definitely still ripping in the iconic pink colors. So he's going to want to keep ripping those racing points for one final season until either stays in this team and changes to Aston Martin. But his teammate Dropey has moved to Mercedes, so the two teammates last season will not be together. But I'm hearing from good sources that people to look out for are Legend, Milan, Dropey, Phoenix, DS, Maple, and maybe Bogdan. However, Milan Legend will not be there today, nor is Bogdan, so we'll have to see exactly what the pace is. I know everyone here, bar Marcus. I believe Marcus is the only one that I don't know, and who hasn't raced here last season. Brokel, I believe he was reserved, but he didn't actually catch my attention too much, but we'll have to see. So right on board, a hot lap around the Silverstone circuit here. A nice flat out corner, using much of the curb on the inside. Try and limit your steering angle. Here just the curve starts down into 4th gear. Keep it in 4th for this corner. Down 2 gears into 2nd, and short shift up into 3rd and 4th. Power down on the exit, using much of the curb on the inside. DRS open, and now we are through the first DRS straight, first of many. Or first of 2 actually. Here just before 50-meter board, down 4 gears into 4th gear. Goes a bit wide there, so that's going to compromise his line. Here you want to go drag out white and then cut back in, stay nice and tight, and then get the power down as nice and quickly as possible, as Maple has done. Here it is a flat-out right-hander, 50-meter board, chuck it in. Ooh, there was a big lift there for Maple, so there's definitely going to be some time to be gained. But currently 25.6 is the banker lap. That is a pretty decent time from Mr. Futuristic in the Alfa Romeo. Instantly beaten by 25.1 by Phoenix, but here use as much of the curbs as you possibly can. Cut. That's what you want to do through Agate and Beckett. Here, just as the curb starts on the left, that's your turning and braking point. Down to 6th gear, keep it in 6th, and use as much of the track as possible on the left. Your curb starts down into 4th gear, even down to 3rd here. Just keep it in 4th, try and keep the power down, and short shift, and then across the line to set a 24.7, which currently makes it a 1-2 for racing points as of now. DS with a 24.6, Maple with the 24.7, and Dropey as well with the 24.7, so nice to see the old championship boys still rocking it out. He just retired from the session. I believe he has died. He has died. We'll check out, see what happened. He is on the right. I believe he's just spun on the exit. There he is. Yeah, he's definitely spun, and into the wall he goes. Try and catch anyone on the lap. Fox came across the line, said it validated 35. Good to that corner, so he's definitely not going to be sending another lap. But Pixel, who is on a lap, is not on a lap. He's definitely not on a lap. Who disappointed me really, or not disappointed, but disappointed probably himself last season. He is definitely a quick guy. He can be up there when it comes to championships. I feel like he has lost a bit of pace, notably in the F1 2020 game. I know in F1 2019 I was his teammate. He was very quick. But this season in F1 2020 he just hasn't found his pace yet. Still plenty of time to do so though. As Mars, I believe he is on a lap. He's very wide there. It's not going to help him at all when it comes to fighting for pole. Seems nice and tidy through here. A nice front wing cam there. remember back in Brazil 2019, commentators really liked the... oh god, okay, Mars going very wide there. It might be invalidated. It's not invalidated, but he comes across the line now. Should take 26.9. Even with that big Y, 26.9 isn't that bad. He's not last when it comes to times set at least. But this is a very weird camera angle. I'm gonna switch real quick. We're still getting that epic camera angle. Never seen this camera before. Don't even know if it's on the real cars, but each to their own, I guess. 10 minutes left, so people are starting to come out again. Phoenix coming out now in the McLaren. Last season he was in the Williams, now he's in the McLaren. So new car, new engine noise, new revs, I guess. But it's no new performance. All equal cars, so it doesn't matter what car you're in, you're all going to be racing the same. Pure talent, pure pace. Last season we saw that Maple was the quickest. Now this season will Phoenix try and win championship? Because last season I believe he won 4 races in a row. The first 4 races he looked to be the clear favorite, and Maple was like, with this consistency, no, 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 I shall show you how it's done. Ended up beating him. He also got his fair share of bad luck, should add. Did crash out a few times, not his own fault, but also Dropi in Baku at the second to last race. I believe he got crashed out as well, and Henning and got crashed out last race. It probably would have been even more difficult for Maple. But, you know, these are all what ifs and buts. Here, that's what happens in F1, unfortunately. You race so fast that these little mistakes and these little accidents can happen. That can absolutely ruin your race. But, anyways, Phoenix on a lap now. See what he can do into turn 1. Seems nice and tidy. Into turns 3. I believe, no, it's turns 2, and there he's on 3. Got some good rotation, did get a bit of wheel spin there, we saw a bit of a wiggle on the rear. He's a nice onboard camera there, in the cockpit. And he's a 10th up on his time, that would put him, that would keep him in 4th. But if he found almost 2 tenths in sector 1, where there's not really that many corners, I take it in sector 2, and probably 3, he'll have a bit of time to find. Strategy around here, easy softs, mediums. Softs can go to, I don't know, roughly lap 13, I'd say? Or no, lap 10, sorry, and then the rest until I think it's 25 laps, or 26, mid-20s, I think. You can go to the mediums. Right now, I believe he's still staying in 4th, if he were to cross the line right now. But I think I'll be able to find a bit more time through here as he munches down the throttle, goes through the final 2 corners, doesn't go wide like the Renault did. Looks across the line, it's going to be a good time into 24.4, and he definitely found a lot of time in sector 3. 24.4, that puts him in provisional pole. However, the 2, as DS has already invalidated, and Maple is absolutely on a flyer. He's 3 and a bit tenths up on his time. Will we see the championship? Ooh, almost out of bounds there. And if DS has been disqualified for facing the wrong way, I believe he just spun or something, I'm not sure. But Maple being 3.5 tenths up, he comes across the line. Will he be on pole? And he is on provisional pole with 24.3, a 10th clear of Phoenix. Great lap for Maple, and I believe he'll have 1 more lap to set. And I believe DS has actually been disqualified, so he's not even in 3rd anymore. He's been straight up dropped down to 20th. So a big rip. Trophy, he is 300ths down on his time. He's not up on his time, he's down on his time. Still a lot of time to be found through here. Seems like a really nice turn 15. Down to turn 16. Will we see... seems like a really nice couple of final corners there. This might be pole. He comes across the line, and it's not even an improvement. So it was a very good lap. As Luke, out of nowhere, this is also a new driver that I've never seen before, goes P3 with a 24.5. good stuff from him. Two Alpha Male boys seem quite pacey as of now. Could be commentator's curse. Pixel now, don't think he's on the lap, but he did finish one. He's on 25. Let me see his fuel. Just finished one. 25.2. Good lap. That's on the mediums. Was on a hot lap now. He's got a fair bit of traffic in the way. Pixel not moving aside. Latuzzi 800's up on his time. Pixel finally getting out of the way now. I believe Tropy will be doing the same soon. He's still in the way going into here, but he won't get dirty air. He needs to get out the way now, otherwise he'll be gone. It was very close from him. See, very tidy through Maggots and Beckett's. He's definitely going to be up on his time. No, he's not up on his time. He's 2/10 down on his time practically. So definitely not up on his time. But if he can find a good final sector and he's invalidated it, he's definitely going to come back into the pits and try and chuck on maybe a fresh set of softs. Trying to find someone who's on the lap, who's at the front. I believe everyone is in the pits. Encore, who was quick last season, who did show signs of being quick. A 1:07 sector 2 time. That isn't a bad lap, or that isn't a bad sector 2 time at all. As he comes across the final few cars there, it was a bit slow there through there. He didn't use as much of the track as he would have liked to. I assume as Broco goes P7 on the mediums. It was a good time from him. Encore comes across the line, shoots up to P6 with the 25 flat. R10 is on the lap. He's not on the lap. Moving down the grid. You got bars on time? Because he's 8/10 up. I don't think he's on time. It might be. He's still on hot lap, so we'll stand for with him. See where he can go. 4 minutes left in this session. I wouldn't be surprised if a few people started coming out now. Actually, I probably have to delay, so probably like 4 minutes now rather than 3:15. He's go very wide through there, so I don't think. Oh, nice cut. I don't think he is going to be up on his time. He is 2 seconds down his time, so yeah, I don't think it's going to be an improvement. But I did happen to notice, though. I didn't happen to notice, but I noticed that Tazi, instead of being on the mediums, is now on the softs. So if he could do 25.2 on the mediums, I'd probably say Delta's like what, 7/10 slower on mediums than it is on softs. So you know, you do the math, he'll be up there in the top 5, even top 4 maybe, top 3 even if we're lucky. But yeah, no, we'll stay on board with the Tazi first. He's definitely in contention for a potential pole, considering his previous time was on the mediums. But I did also notice that this is the 200th race in SOR's history, and in real life, the 1000th milestone race was won by the one and only Max Verstappen in the Red Bull. Was last season, and now this 200th race, this milestone. Who can win? Who will win? Who will be the 200th race winner? Not 200th time, but the 200th race space winner. Will be tricky to see. There's definitely a lot of people here. You know, new season, new fresh, you know, fresh perspective on how to race. You never know. Could be different. As the Tully rounds up the final corner now to start his lap. Just gotta negotiate the final corner. There we go, and flat out to set his lap. Few people coming out the pits now, so we'll definitely ride on board with those guys after. But now we have Fuzzy, Maple, in that order as of now. I believe Encore is also coming out, and I wouldn't be surprised if Phoenix, Luke, Tropy, etc. coming out as well. But Latazi coming across the first sector splits in just a sec. We'll have to see what, how much time he's up. If he's up by a lot, then that means it's good progress. He's down his time by 2/10, and he has stopped. He's no longer on a hot lap, so he might go back around and try try and get it like that. But Maple, though, number 64, is coming across the final corner now. And I believe it will be Maple, Dropey, in that order as of now. And I believe Phoenix is also coming out. Oh, Luke is on a lap. Yeah, Luke isn't on a lap, but we're right on board with Phoenix, or with Maple. See if he can improve, see if he can do anything to solidify. Oh, a big rear end loss there. Don't think that will cost him too much time, but it might. Who knows? See, Williams gets. It doesn't get out of the way. He actually uses a bit of toe. Comes across the first sector split. He is 400s down. Nice lock up on the entry there. Don't know if he's going to be up or down his time. I didn't catch too much of his second lap. Actually, I might have forgotten it though. Rip me. Collini has retired in the pits, so he's not going to be annoying anyone. Lucas starting his lap now. Phoenix is running up the final. It's actually still in the second sector, never mind. As Futuristic shoots up to P3 with a 24.5, so he puts himself at the front row of the second row of the grid. Doesn't seem like a nice Maggots of Beckett's. Maple comes across the first sector. He's only 300s up, or down, sorry. So who knows, we might see a change to that as soon as he comes across this second sector. Seems to be quite a decent second sector. Or third sector, sorry. Maple now solidifying his pole position. Will he be able to add on to his pole position? He comes across the final corner. Will be able to improve? Yes, he does. Not by much, but it's 2 100s quicker. Now we'll have to see, can other racers and other drivers do so, as Phoenix is coming across the final corner now to start his lap. Phoenix only needs to find a 10th and a 100th in order to get himself into pole position. Now we're looking on Luke. He needs to improve by 2 tenths, and he's improving by 2 tenths. As of now, I think it'll be just about enough to go into pole position, as there's a hatch driver completely off there. Hopefully that didn't distract Luke too much, but Luke, I believe, on his debut, I think, not sure, don't quote me on that, of SOR, will he be able to take pole position in the SOR 200th race, season 13, round 1? No, he just about misses a 7th hundredths of a second away, and Phoenix, these 500s down in his time, didn't seem like a good couple of corners there as I came on. But I believe Pixel isn't on that, but Dropey though. Dropey, will he be, Dropey, will he be able to get himself on pole? No, he doesn't even improve. Rest in peace. But yeah, no, it's all eyes on Phoenix now. He's 500s down in the first sector. I believe his teammate is going to get his Broco out of nowhere. Sets a 24-1. I did not know that he would have been in contention. But jeez, he is absolutely smashed Maple's pole, and he is on pole by almost 2 tenths. As Phoenix got a nice slipstream there and was up on his time. So will he be able to sneak himself on the front row of the grid? He comes across the final corner. Now, let's see, will the man who's disappointed, who's the championship last season, get himself onto pole? He comes across the line. No, it's not pole, but it's P2 with the front row of the grid. And that is your lineup for today's race. We have Broco, and P1, Phoenix in P2 to round up the front grid. Maple, who was in the original pole position, just about loses on the front row and ends up at P3, with Luke just behind him, Futuristic in the other Alfa Romeo in P5. Two Mercedes boys, P6, P7, then the Williams KK Hunter, R10 in the McLaren, Encore P10, and Fox round of best of the rest. Latazzi P12, Ocon P13, Skintoni P14, Mars P15, Collini, and GC Margus, and Boo Waffles to round up the final 3, with Hazy not staying a lap and DS being disqualified for racing the wrong way. That I still have no idea how that happened. It did. But here we go. There's your lineup, as I said. Maple with definitely some competition. We definitely have another championship contender in the mix, Broco, who is in P1 by quite a bit. Oh wait, it's 24-2. Oh, he's only by 10th. Maple is only 1.5 tenths. So then again, Silverstone is really a good track to see different pace, because at Silverstone it is either you're quick at it or you're very bad at it. There's not really in between. At least from what I found. I'm pretty slow, but compared to last season, it looks like it's going to be a blue sky, sunny Silverstone, where there's going to be no rain, because in the last previous 2 Silverstone races I've commentated in SOR, it's been wet, and it's been very boring. So hopefully we don't get that, and for you guys, some entertainment. Got me my sip of water. I'm ready to roll. Okay, so as things stand, it looks like Maple has got some competition. However, this is just a one qualifying session, not basing on all, just like people are with preseason testing. As much as I want Max Verstappen to win the championship this season, it was just preseason testing 2 weeks ago, and Mercedes could have definitely fixed up. So who knows? Maple might be able to fix up during the race. Then again, you know, race pace is all that really matters. In F1, you could be super slow in qualifying and be mega rapid and still win the race, and that's how it goes. As long as you're quick in the race where it matters, that's all that counts. Currently, detail tires. Everyone on the softs bar, or everyone 10th, or in the top, or 10 to 20. Only 2 people have gone on the softs, and it's Skintony and Luke. Luke? Huh? Was he in third? I'm confused. Is that just a visual glitch, or is he genuinely down there? He is down there. What on earth happened? Not exactly sure at all, but something has happened, and he is now back down. Which I don't get at all, but he's down there, which I find weird. Doesn't really matter though. As 26 laps, there we go. I knew it was 25 or 26. It's 26. Roughly a minute 30 laps, or minute 30 lap times. Late 120s. So it is definitely anyone's game to win the race. Safety cars, I don't think there will be that many safety cars unless people absolutely plow into each other. Because if you do spin off, there is a decent chance you won't die hitting the wall because the walls are so far. And unlike in real life, punctures aren't exactly random. You know, you can't just get a random puncture and then be sent into the wall. A bit like Kvyat in the Maggots. So, you know, definitely a lot less mechanical failures and a lot less crashes. But anyways, not saying there won't be any safety cars. Who doesn't like the odd safety car? But I happen to notice that Buckle's right rear tire is absolutely freezing at 79 degrees. And that isn't the recommended tire, especially for rears. Rears you want roughly 90% or 90 degrees. Anything less will give you wheel spin. So 79 on the right, gotta hope your left rear does good. But anyways, here for season 13, round 1, race 200 in Britain, we got 4 lights, 5 lights. Awkward pause. It's lights out, and away we go. And it looks like it's a good start from Bucko. He's already alongside into turn 1, but Maple out of nowhere is side by side with Phoenix into turn 1. He has had to back out, but someone else who is up positions is Pixel, and he goes down the inside of Maple down into turn 3. They're 3 wide going at the back there with the Ferrari going absolutely haywire. Pooey Waffles gets a 10-second time penalty for exceeding track limits, and it looks like no one has died. Go further back, let's see, has anyone died? Side by side actually with the Haas and Alpha Tauri as 3 wide they go, and DS gets 2 in 1 straight. So good stuff from him. The Haas driver absolutely plummeting backwards as Poof Waffles gets. Someone loses back in the hazy there, and he loses another position further up the grid. My English is all over the place. I cannot comprehend exactly what is going on. DS and oh god, side by side through the flat out right hander. Will this go? Well, there's 2 side by sides. A bit of wheel banging there. Looks like plenty of space is given further back down. Looks like also they're still side by side going in through Maggots to Beckett's. Will someone yield and they make a bit of contact? But it looks like there's someone's round, and that's futuristic, and someone else who was stopped down. That's an Ocon, so they must have collided somewhere. And that makes it there's 3 cars off the track behind. Looks like no one has died though, luckily. And moving up the grid, we have a virtual safety car heading into lap 2. Need a bit of a break. But there you go. Bit chaotic on the starts, but looks like Broco has kept his P1 even when absolutely being bullied into turn 1. But it looks like a lot of people are going to the pits. A lot of people lining up at least. We have 4 or 5. Kalini's 5-second time penalty. Nice. 6 people inside the pits. I believe virtual safety car will be ending shortly. I think it was just debris on the track. But here we go. Yeah, they're going flat out. Oh, not flat out yet. Quick-off is going on the hard, just trying to see if he can make it to the end. I think honestly the best situation now would try and be probably going with softs and then mediums, or mediums to softs. But Broco didn't get a good launch there outside the virtual safety car. He's been caught napping quite a bit by Phoenix, and Maple, on the other hand, has lost some time to Maple. Don't want to use too much of your ERS, as ERS around here is pretty difficult to harvest, considering you spend quite a bit of your time around here staying flat out. As someone has spun again, let's just see Marcus heading outside the pits. Skin Tony gets himself a 3-second time for multiple warnings. Ooh, Phoenix going absolutely wide there. That's definitely going to give him a warning or 2. He's now going to be under pressure by Maple, who got a terrible run, but it looks like, not Maple gained a terrible run, but Phoenix gained a terrible run, since, you know, he kind of went offline a bit. But going down into the final couple of corners, doesn't look like anyone's going to make a move, but someone is very close to the back, and that's the Red Bull on the back of the McLaren, or the McLaren on the back of the Red Bull, I should say. DRS is enabled, as you would imagine, lap 3 onwards. DRS is definitely enabled, as R10 looking very spicy on the back of the Tazi. A bit wide there, could be a sign of an understeer. Will he dive it down the inside? No, he doesn't, but he does rear end him, and he does lose the back end as a result of it. He gets the DRS though, but he's definitely going to be further back than you would have liked to, heading into turn, I believe it's turn 5. Here we go, we got the gap. Ocon and Kalini getting at it. Ocon yielding the position to Kalini, it seems. Don't have to fight too much for that. As DS is going to try and get the switchback on Kiki Hunter. DS did seem quite quick in qualifying. Ended up at the back of the grid due to being disqualified. So he's had a good start, up to P9 already. I'll take that any day of the week, I'd say. Going further back, further forward the grid, I should say. Looks like Phoenix and Broco are definitely getting spicy, as Phoenix is absolutely plummeting his ERS, while Maple, on the other hand, saying the purple second sector didn't use much of his ERS at all. But a switch for the lead as Phoenix goes down the inside. Easy move. Broco cannot fight with that since he does not have DRS. Will he try and retaliate though? He does. He tries to brake later, go around the outside. Phoenix got that covered. Nice defensive move, Phoenix, and he is up into P1. Maple though, with almost double the amount of ERS they have in front, as someone has died. It's Kalini. That could be a safety car. I believe he just smashed himself into the bits as a virtual safety car. I believe he just went straight on into the old pit lane, looks like it. Or he might have retired and just parked there, not sure. But, yeah, no, 64 ERS. Maple's pretty much got a full tank. So, you know, it's definitely going to be easy pickings for Maple when it comes to the ERS department. Just has to catch him napping. I believe he has done so. His virtual safety car is ending, and he is definitely racing. It hasn't ended just yet. Don't think it's going to be ending soon. I think he's at the session. It's definitely... Oh, he got definitely a bad restart there, Maple. And Fox gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the pit lane. That's ruined Fox's races even more, as the two Mercedes boys switch positions, as Dropey now has his old teammates in his side, so there's going to be no team orders here anymore. Get to go haywire and race. It'll be interesting to see how these two fare. Lovely relationship last season has now come to a halt, and is now forced to be rivals. So definitely has now 4 different teams in the championship. It's in the top 4. We have Phoenix, Broco, Maple, and Dropey, who all seem quite quick. You know, obviously people may be out of position like Luke, DS, and who else could be? I'd say that it's probably the top 5. Oh, big spin. Kicking Hunter has spun at the final corner, and he's facing the wrong way. That is not where you want to be facing. sure England has the best fans, but I don't think I want to be saying hello to them during the race. Maybe after, but not during. As Maple now using a bit of his ERS just to get a bit of a boost closer towards Rokel. Another yellow flag we have in Sector 3, that is Jason Marcus, who has spun, or at least something has occurred. That's, oh, Maple with a big rear end loss there. That would have been him into the wall. He's going to use a bit of that ERS just to close up the gap that he has lost in his spin. But now they have even ERS, as Phoenix absolutely has no ERS to defend with. He's going to have that red light flashing probably down the straight, and Rokel might be able to see this and be thinking he is vulnerable, might as well go for it. I believe Phoenix will use a bit of his ERS. He is, and he could see the red light flashing, and he'll be like, oh dang, gonna go get him now. But you know, in a straight line, if you have that red light flashing and someone behind you doesn't, you're going to lose a lot of straight line speed. That's a lot of less energy put towards in the straight. More harvesting in the corners as well, meaning that you're essentially losing overall speed. Maple seems quite quick in the race. It's 3/10 almost up on his PB. He set a new PB, but now he's all over the back of Rokel, and the Renault will want to get a move on. Try and get himself into the top 2. Use a bit of that ERS. I believe Phoenix is already red lighting. He's not. He's managed to save a bit. Sector 1 is a sector where you will save a bit of ERS. But now Rokel and Maple are neck and neck when it comes to the ERS. Oh, Phoenix going very wide there. That might mean that Rokel might get a nice switchback. Didn't mean so though. But now Phoenix, Rokel, and Maple all very close to each other. And don't count out Dropey, who is starting to close up. If the top 3 fight, he's going to be in the mix as well. But it looks like, yeah, the top 4 all separated within 5-6 tenths of each other. Big Phil can't keep up with this train. They're all within this DRS train, and that's definitely gonna be nice. I mean, Dropey does not have that much ERS either, but Maple definitely looking for a move. Will he get the move done? No, he doesn't. However, Rokel goes a bit wide. That might compromise his exit speed. It doesn't though. He chucks in the overtake. Will he go for the inside? Yes, he does. He goes to the inside. There's a bit of a misunderstanding there. I believe he just braked later accidentally. Almost ran to the back of Rokel, but that has allowed Dropey now to close up. But I believe he had to yield as well, because otherwise he was going to ram into the back of these guys. But I'll have to see. See what he can do as a Maple now looking very hungry, trying to overtake Rokel. He knows he's quicker than Rokel, and if he can get in front, he'll be able to get a move on Phoenix. So I believe once Maple is in front of Phoenix, he will be able to run away. Seems like overall Maple gets better exits, and also with his ERS management being peak, although Rokel does have more ERS as of now. Looks like that Maple uses it strategically rather than dumping it. But Dropey now is closer to Maple than Maple is to Rokel, and Rokel is starting to fall back on Phoenix. So you know, it would be nice if Maple could get a move on him. He is quite far back now, and Rokel not dumping his ERS, playing it strategically. He knows he has more ERS, and if Phoenix does decide to box, he can use his ERS to dump as Marcus retires in the pits. Got a little bit excited there, thinking we might get a safety car. So far, so good. No one died. Well, one person died, but you know, didn't cost safety car. As Maple is closer to Rokel. Rokel is very close to Phoenix. He's extremely close, but it looks like he got sacrifice his entry, or sacrifice his exit speed to get better entry. And it has worked, but he's not close enough. Lap 8 of 26. Just under 20 laps to go in this race. almost halfway there. But Broco now looking to get in front, and Maple is also very close, so I believe if Broco goes for it, so will Maple. Maple, see, ooh, not a good exit at all, very poor exit, and that might mean that Dropey might be able to take advantage here, but there might be a bit of a switch for the lead here, heading into the right-hander. No, he tries to fake him, but that therefore compromises his entry and exit speed of Broco, and that means that Maple now, his mistake has basically resolved itself, and now he's very close. He's almost pushing him through that corner, and Dropey has lost a bit of time as well. Pixel isn't able to keep up with the top four, so it looks like the battle for the lead is very much between Dropey, Maple, and Broco. Will Broco dive bomb down the inside? No. If he knows there's an ERS zone, and it looks like he stays nice and tight so that he can get a nice wide and cut clean exit. Does. Maple almost pushing him there. This is on the mirrors. Now he's chucking on the overtake, he's chucking on everything, he's chucking on, he's going to try and get him into the second sectors. Red lights flashing, Phoenix, he's out of ERS, and no, he's not able to do it so far. Yellow flag, that is Skin Tony, who I believe is spun. He's back on track though, so no death for him. Mars with another 3 second time penalty. Mars been getting a few 3 seconds. Dropey though very close to Maple all of a sudden, so that's a good time. But it looks like Dropey in clear air, he seems to be quite good, but once he's in dirty air, he suffers. That could be either a setup issue, or that could just be that he's finding it difficult to keep up with these guys. Then again, he's using a lot of ERS to keep up, so that could be a sign of him trying to push. But so Pushy is the Renault driver of Broco getting back into the lead of this race, and that means that now Maple has to get in front of Phoenix and cannot afford Broco to run away. Phoenix dives into the pits, so he's going to look for the undercut. But as I said, with he has less ERS. So does Dropey though. They're both going for the undercut. But I feel like these guys with more ERS, they'll be able to push on, and because you roughly gain 30% being in the pits. So I'd say yeah, you can dump as much as you want on the straights, especially here with the benefit of DRS. I believe these two are going to be coming out in perfect clear air, so they'll be able to make at least 4 or 5 tenths up in the straights itself. Plus overtake mode, I'd be afraid to use it. But pumping in a purple second sector, and Maple definitely trying to cover up the undercut strategy from Phoenix and Dropey. I believe if they get this right, if they do not hold each other up, which is a possibility, I don't know which comes first. I believe Renault is before Maple, so if he comes in front, he will hold him back. He needs to be right on his gearbox, or not right on his gearbox. He needs to be 2 seconds clear in order not to get held up. See, he might be able to get a move on here, because if he can, that would be great for his situation. As he's not chucking it on. Might overtake him into the pits, because Broco might not be boxing. These two might not be boxing. I could just be over dramatizing everything, but Broco is definitely going into the pits. So is Maple. Find that breaking point nicely as Broco gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That's going to be horrible for him. As Encore also boxes, so he could hold up the top 2 here quite substantially, considering he is quite far enough of a gap. So yeah, I think they're going to get held up here. Not sure, but I think they will. So Encore is a race of his own. He's not going to hold him up. Oh, no, he doesn't hold up, but he gets held up a bit going to the bits. Maple, I believe, just by a split second gets held up. And I believe, yep, Phoenix is running up the final corner now. He is passing down the straight. Will they have undercut, or will they have secured the undercut? It looks like Broco just about comes out. Will Dropey gets the undercut as well. So it looks like both of them undercut their respective drivers. And, oh, Broco spins. He's lost it on the first tires. He has lost it, and he has spun. But it's not over yet for his race. He could definitely still manage to climb back up, but that's gonna really overheat his tires. His rears are absolutely lit now. That's not at all what you want to see. 5-second time penalty plus. He is now in 10th in a net P10 because of the spin. But now that means that Maple, Dropey now have to catch up to Phoenix, and Phoenix now only has 2 people behind him rather than 3. But Broco, definitely with his pace advantage, might be able to get him. Might not, who knows. But lead change here. The Tuzzy and Hazy getting quite feisty here into the final corner. Tries to go around the outside. Hazy very defensive. And it's like the Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc battle in Silverstone back in 2019. A lot of iconic battles in 2019. Give the fans a nice show. 2019 was a good year for Formula 1, so was 2020, even though with coronavirus. I feel like 2020 was a great season, even though Lewis Hamilton won the championship again. But Trophy saying the fastest lap, meaning that he is the quickest on track as of now, but then again, Maple has only come out pits now, so we'll have to see if he can get a new fastest lap heading into this lap. But Maple still within the DRS of Trophy. Trophy not in the DRS of Phoenix. So if he can get in front of Trophy, then that means that he may be able to chase him down. Who knows? But both Trophy and Phoenix with horrid amounts of DRS, 30 and 20%. It's very difficult to save DRS through here. So definitely not a good level at all. Maple chilling with 90%. So he's got the pace to win this race. It's just a matter of him putting that speed into action and getting in front. Because being quick is one thing, overtaking is another. But it looks like Trophy will come under some serious pressure, especially through here. We'll have to see. DRS is activated. Trophy does not have DRS. Maple very close on the back. Doesn't look like he'll be getting him into this corner. He is closing up. Maple has closed up a bit through there. Not enough though. As we move on to Phoenix, who is in clear air. And as these two people behind. Phoenix now just has to hope that... Oh, Trophy with an absolute rear end loss. Tank slapper there through final corner. And Maple is the fastest car on the track. And he sets the fast lap with the 27.6. Trophy set a 27.7 and Phoenix set a 27.8. So 2/10 quicker than these two guys' PB. So if he can get in front, I'm sure he can get a move on and press. Maple very slow through there. It's not going to help his chances. I believe Trophy got the DRS. No, he's not. He is within DRS range, but he didn't get the DRS as well as when he overtook or when he crossed the DRS detection zone. 13 laps in. We're half the race distance in, and there's no more pit stopping until the end of the race. This is purely racing now. Top 3, keep in mind they still have the box to put on the softs, so they could be quick coming in the back end of the race. And if these guys get a penalty and the top 3 don't, but currently it looks like only PS is their only hope when it comes to no penalties. Looks like, yeah, it's 30-second pit stop time, so they'll probably come out along the likes of where Luke is. So, you know, they're going to be too far back, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be boxing around lap 16, 15. You know, somewhere around there. But Trophy back in the DRS of Phoenix, and seems to be pushing harder than ever to get in front of Phoenix. Phoenix struggling with ERS around here. Could be an advantage that not only Trophy can take advantage of, but Maple as well, because 17%, 70, 80% to say, he's got more than quadruple the amount of ERS that Trophy has. Even 5 times more, 6 times more. I don't know how to say centillion, I think it is. Quintillion is 5. Centillion is, yeah, I think that, excuse me, I think that's it. Not sure though. We'll have to ask Google later. My throat is getting dry though, but I'm trying my best. There's so much action, gotta concentrate on, you know. But Sector 3, yellow flag, that's Mars. He's spun. He hasn't crashed out, so no VSCs or safety cars. I think a safety car would ruin these, or would make things spicy, but I think these 3 would be separate. I think Mars is spun on the start-finish straight. He's moving though again, so that's nice to see. So he's got Red Bull behind him. Could be hindering him at turn 1, doesn't look like it, he gets to the way, and Ocon's up into P16. Speaking of which, looks like Phoenix is trying to break the toe. Maple keeping in a straight line. Doesn't have to get a slipstream, he has the ERS if he needs to. But really right now it's pressing how the lack of ERS he's had to use. As 2 people have spun, I believe that's R10, but I think he's had a bigger shunt. He's in the wall. Broco gets a 3-second time penalty. moving up the grid. Don't want to miss any action. If Maple doesn't have to use his DRS to stick with these guys, that definitely means that he is quicker. And all it takes is for him to get in front in order to be able to run away with this race. Side-by-side action here. Hazy and Latazzi getting quite spicy for P2. As he tries to hang around, Latazzi tries to hang around the outside. He gets a big squeeze there from Hazy. And these two are giving us a fight. And we have another virtual safety car in this race. I don't know which guy. Oh god, Mars absolutely without his rear wheel on the track. Surprised that it's not a safety car. But that could be good for these guys because they could box for softs. Tell you what, and they could be right in behind Phoenix and Maple and etc. Because if this virtual safety car lasts long enough, they'll be able to get a free pit stop, make it to the end on the softs, and be very close to the likes of the top 3. But guess what? We'll be on softs. I believe they will be boxing. We'll be dumb if they didn't. And he is. DS is boxing. I don't know if the safety car is gonna, or virtual safety car is gonna end as soon as they cross, but I'll tell you what, they'll probably be in the mix where Pixel and Fox are. Especially on the softs, they'll definitely be going haywire. But the virtual safety car is still out, so ends now as R10 gets a drive-through penalty. Rest in peace. There you go. People coming out now. And DS is going to be in a very good position now to try and perhaps even get himself on the podium. As move back, Trophy has boxed. Why is Trophy boxed? Why did Trophy box? Is he up for one damage? Why did he box? Oh no, Trophy box. He just. Oh, yeah, oh, drive-through probably. Oh, sugar. Okay, well that means that now Maple just has Phoenix on, and DS is only 2 seconds behind Pixel, and it's only 7 seconds behind Maple, so this could be quite an intense last few laps here, you know? 10 laps to go. This could be quite a battle for the lead. Looks like DS is on a guaranteed podium. Because even if he doesn't overtake Pixel, stays just behind him, he will be on softs, and Pixel has a 3-second time penalty. But now Maple just has Phoenix in front of him to overtake. But luckily the difference, luckily for these two, the difference in the softs and mediums isn't that big, because since there are a lot of straights and a lot of, you know, not that many corners, it doesn't matter what really tire, like through here, there's not really that much of a tire advantage. It's mainly through the slow speed corners, like these next two corners and Sector 1 and Megates and Beckets, where you can gain a lot of time, lose a lot of time. But it looks like Maple, who was outside the DRS, he was 1.3 seconds, starting last lap, is now 7/10, meaning that he has more than DRS, and he does set the fast laps 7/10 quicker than his previous fast lap. I wouldn't put it beside me that if DS does beat that, considering he's on fresh softs. But 10 laps to go as Fox retires in the pits. He gets 5 seconds for spinning the pit lane as well. But now he's in the pits and he's using his DRS to catch up. He knows the threat from that soft runner of his teammates is behind, so he needs to get a move on, get in front of Phoenix, and try and gap him as quickly as possible. But it doesn't look like DS is managing to get too close to the back Pixel as of now. So another yellow and sector flag. Let's just start coming out of the pits. That's Phoenix now coming under pressure from Phoenix. Oh god, Phoenix coming under pressure from Phoenix, Christ. From Maple. It is DRS zone. Looks like it's a very nice exit. He's not gonna turn on overtake mode. He's not gonna get him down this straight. He's gonna try and get him down the next one. This red light's even flashing while he's braking, so meaning that he is very low on DRS. Maple knows this, so he doesn't have to push too hard in order to get in front. Just has to get nice and close and overtake him when possible. Blue Waffles gets out the way. Ooh, and it breaks late there. Maple breaks late and gets an advantage on these guys. Looks like DS isn't exactly that quick on the softs because Pixel is losing time to Maple. and DS isn't managing to close up the gap to Pixel, meaning that he is slower than Maple and Legend. Now, Stropy has retired from the race. He's gone back into the pits. He's given up. His chances of a podium are completely gone now. So that puts him out the equation for these two for sure now. Really, right now, the battle for lead is in between these two. The previous championship leaders are now getting at it for a potential race win here in Silverstone. It's be a very intense battle. It looks like Phoenix has upped the pace a bit, even if he doesn't have that much ERS. But Maple still knows a win here would definitely boost his confidence heading into round 2, which I have no idea is what track it is, so don't ask. But he's very close, but he just has to be that much closer heading into Maggots and Beckett's, and he'll be able to get him down the straight. As he's very close now. Lap 19, 7 laps, 8 laps to go, sorry. And he is all over the gearbox of Phoenix. So one mistake from Phoenix, and that's going to be him gone. Ooh, the rear end loss. That's definitely going to undo his hard work that he just did there. It's not close enough. However, this might be good for him because I'm sure he doesn't want to overtake him into here. If anything, he'd like to overtake him at the second DRS straight, so that he can try and gap him and not lose too much time. I've noticed Phoenix is very wide here. Maple stays very tight. Phoenix gets the better exit. However, Maple gets the better entry, so it levels it out. Maple is very close now to Phoenix, and he's probably going to chuck in an overtake mode, try and get him down the straight. He realizes he's not close enough, so he turns it off. And now it's just a matter of time before he tries to get him. Phoenix is on 1 lap older tires, so maybe that small advantage might come into play later on in the race. And Phoenix feels the dreads of those medium tires. Maple will feel it a lap later, so might be able to make the most of it while it lasts. Not exactly sure if that's Maple's whole game plan, but getting in front of him as soon as possible would be nice. Having to stay behind him for a little while isn't exactly nice, as DS gets in front of Pixel. Didn't notice when that happened, but he's now in front, so if he stays behind that much longer and DS closes up the gap, it's definitely going to make these two 5 laps harder. I believe Maple found a perfect line through there. Got a good entry and a good exit. Now Maple really kicking it in. Phoenix able to save a bit more ERS. He's now at 30. But Maple still has double the amount of ERS, even triple. So he's definitely up there when it comes to the ERS management gods. Phoenix gets once again a better exit through here. Maple isn't able to, but he's going to use all that ERS that he has. And DRS power is not going to be close enough, so he turns it off. Phoenix, I believe, used a bit of his ERS too, and I believe he should be lower than 6. Yeah, okay. He's low on fuel though. His fuel light was on just a second there. But I'm going to check how many warnings these two have real quick. Phoenix has 2 warnings. Maple has just the 1. So if Phoenix track extends once more, then that's giving a free win to Maple. So it would be nice if this battle could happen on track. So Phoenix, be a good boy. You too, Maple. As Maple tries to go down the inside, that put Phoenix off hardcore. That's going to completely ruin his line through here. That could give advantage Maple going into this DRS straight. Loses the back end though, so I don't think it will, but he's sticking it into overtake with DRS. He's definitely going to go for a move. Will this be the time? Maple tries to get in front. There you go, side by side into the sector 2, and it looks like Maple by a hair gets in front, and they're still going at it, and it doesn't look like Phoenix is close enough. So this could be it. This could be the time for Maple to run away, use all of his overtake, and try and gap Phoenix in the McLaren, because that is really his sole purpose right now. Phoenix is just to stick with Maple because if he loses touch to Maple, Maple is definitely going to run away, but it doesn't look like he's running away too much, Maple, because Phoenix is very much on his rear. But with only 8% left, he's not going to get that good of straight line speed. And Maple able to protect it. He's completely out, so now he's going to be slower than Maple on the straight, even with DRS. So Phoenix in a bit of a pickle here, and he goes wide. Will that be a 3 seconds? Yes, it is. That is the 3 seconds. And Maple now looking comfortable in this race, and Phoenix struggling hardcore to stay with him. He's pushing the car to the absolute limits. But that could be good for DS now. All he has to do is stay within 3 seconds of Phoenix, and he can get himself into P2. So Phoenix's race has gone from bad to worse. Now he has to worry about not losing an extra 2 seconds to the car behind. Also, while keeping up with Maple, trying getting in front of him and gapping him by 3 seconds. So really right now, it's not looking good for Phoenix at all, but luckily for him, DS doesn't seem to be too quick on those softs. But oh jeez, he's going back for it. They're going to go side by side through Sector 2 again, and it looks like they're still side by side through the right-hander. It looks like Phoenix, though, just with the better exit, pushes Maple wide and gets the move done back into P1. So now their battling could allow DS to catch up a bit, and that could hinder Phoenix's chances as well. But remember, Maple doesn't have to exactly win this on track. He can win this when it comes to being off track, or not off track, sorry, but just being 3 seconds behind Phoenix. And he has to pray that he doesn't get an extra 2 warnings as well as Poker gets 3 seconds time penalty. But now he's very far behind, and Phoenix, I believe, with absolutely 0 ERS practically. I think Maple now might plan on going next lap, or even a lap after, or heck, even last lap to get us excited. And DS is now 4.7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5 seconds. So he is closing up the gap. He needs just to find 1.5 seconds in order to be within contention of getting P2 if Phoenix does ever decide to lose the position to Maple. I think DS is catching up though, so it's not a good time for Phoenix. Phoenix now has to turn on the turbo and try and run away. Now Maple also has to make sure that he doesn't get a time penalty, and so like that he doesn't get overtaken by DS as well. Now overtake mode again. Will we get 3 for 3 overtakes for the lead down this second sector corner? This doesn't look like it. We'll have to wait until perhaps the second DRS straight. If he gets himself another 3 second time, but the Phoenix very sideways through that corner that he's usually good at. Call it that corner. Don't know what else to call it. Phoenix now losing a bit of time to Maple. Maple gonna be pushing him through Maggots lifts. It's like that he doesn't ram into the back of Phoenix. Phoenix decided to go much slower. Goes down on the grass there. Not sure if that's gonna hinder his chances, but I think Maple now isn't exactly pushing too much. But someone who is pushing is DS. He's now 3.8 behind Maple, and he's roughly 4.2 behind Phoenix. So you know, only 1.2 seconds left to find, and he'll be jumping Maple, or he'll be jumping Phoenix. So still all to play for here for putting in this position. This is definitely not settled yet. 3 laps to go, a 3-lap sprint race now. See what exactly the podium will look like. As of now, it's going to be Maple, Phoenix, and DS. However, DS with that soft advantage might still come into play later on. As now Maple chucks it into overtake. Just to get that better exit. He's not going to be close enough, and I don't think Phoenix still doesn't have that much ERS. Even if he hasn't been pushed too hard, he still hasn't used that much of his ERS. You notice that Maple has a bit of a sharp bite in his front wing, so that maybe could be hindering his performances in the quick right-handers, such as this one. Not by much, but enough to suggest, ooh, supposed to turn in a bit quicker here. On board, we are trying to get a hold on these two, but it doesn't look like Maple will be getting moved through here. But DS is now 3.4 seconds behind Maple, so he's only 5 tenths behind. Just to find an extra 5 tenths really. That needs to be 2 seconds. I'd say the gap to Maple in order to feel comfortable to overtake Phoenix as well. on to the penultimate race, or lap of this race. Hazy is spun in the quick right-hander. What was looking to be a nice P7 is now looking to be a nice P9. So that's not good for him. See the gap to leader real quick. He's 3.8. DS needs to find 7/10 in order to get himself onto NP2. So we could see a 1-2 racing point rather than it being Maple and Dropey or Dropey and Maple. It could be Maple and DS. Who knows? Race 200 looks like it could be Maple's in the bag. I think Maple would like to win this on track though. It's always nicer to win things on track than it is due to penalties. I think Maple could be smelling his chances of doing so on this straight. As he tries to... Oh! Phoenix with an absolute horde maggots and Beckets. That could be a good opportunity for Maple as he chucks it up into overtake mode. Will he turn it off? He does turn it off. Phoenix just has enough to defend down the straight. DS didn't make that much progress going in through here. There's a yellow flag. Doesn't seem to be that. I don't know what that was. But 3.4 seconds is the gap. It doesn't look like DS will be able to get himself at speed 2. If these two battle on the final lap, then that could mean that, yeah, that's really, the DS now has to hope that these two fight. And now, with the ERS levels being significantly different, Maple can push in the straights so hard, he doesn't even care about ERS anymore. He's just going to dump all that ERS for the last lap. Even if he's not planning on going for an overtake, it's nice to use it. So that he can be closer than ever. But he's going to use it. He's going to use that overtake. Will he be close enough to overtake him down into sector 2? He looks to it. Ooh, he definitely put Phoenix a bit offline there. Put him very much offline there. And this battling could help DS now. We'll put gap to leaders like that we can see it change live. He's 3/10 away from P2. But now Maple definitely pushing it, definitely trying to put him offline, try and get his teammates to get up there on the top steps with him. Oh, that could have been a 3-second there if he went a bit wider. DS 4/10 away from a podium, 4/10 away from a P2. Will he be able to do it? It looks like Phoenix with a horrid Beckett section. Now with the overtake, he's down. Phoenix is out and out of it. Could this be in the final corner? These two will go side by side. Phoenix trying to go down the inside, but it looks like Maple just about gives him enough space. They tap wheels, and it looks like into the final corner. They're going to be side by side, see who wins this on track. And it looks like Maple just about keeps the position and gets himself into P1. As they keep touching. Oh, Maple has been absolutely taken. He's retired from the race. Phoenix playing dirty and absolutely took out Maple. What looked to be a 1-2 for Racing Point has just ended up being DS winning the race. I am shook. But DS has won the race. Congratulations to him. That we're not going to take away that DS has won this race. But Maple coming up with 0 points at the end of this. There could be a change. It could just be, you know, since he was about to cross the line, they could just let him in. Oh, but that's not good. Phoenix didn't slow. I saw he was on overtake, but he just didn't stop. He just rammed into the back of Maple, very, very aggressively there. But that's it. That's that. That's the race. Jeez. Well, that was a very anticlimactic way to end the race. Oh god. Yeah, well, there you go. DS has won the race with Phoenix in P2, and Pixel out of nowhere gets himself a podium. So interesting stuff. Very a lot of things will be probably discussed in general, I can imagine. But yeah, unfortunate for Maple, he looked like he was going to win this race from start to finish, and being taken out on the final corner there, that's got to suck big time. Oh jeez, I cannot be in Maple shoes right now. But there you go, that's the race. That's Singapore. Race 200 goes to DS. Although I think we can all agree that it probably belonged to Maple. But there you go, that's been your race. DS, Phoenix, and Encore. Encore gets a podium actually, not Pixel, sorry. Pixel P4, Luke P5, great comeback. Latazzi P6, Broco P7 after looking good. Unfortunately for him, he ends up at the back. Hazy P8, Futuristic P9, Skin Tony P10, Kiki Hunter P11, Ocon P12, and what looked like to be a race win for Maple now ended in P13. Artem P14, Poo Waffles, and P15, and Dropey, Fox, and Mars, and Marcus, and Kalini not finishing the race. That's been your host, Justin, and I will see you guys next week for round